My grandfather was a machinist, as was my dad. My grandfather was Swedish, so he lived in Minnesota warehouse, right? And they came here in 1905 and to work on diesel engines and the activity associated with the growing of the harbor then. One of the things my dad did was maintain both the engines on the ferry as well as some of the mechanisms of the passenger ramps and so forth. A lot of that he would do after working hours on overtime, which was good. And some of the times I'd be able to go along with him and ride the ferry back and forth across the mighty 1,000-foot wide main channel of the harbor. What I felt was necessary when I became a supervising engineer, either as chief engineer or as director of development, was to have sufficient in-house capability so that as you're hiring consultants, you have people on your staff who can talk to them as peers and can assure you as a supervisor that the work being done by the consultants is cost effective and is technically effective to the degree it needs to be. Project management is a discipline that applies to virtually any enterprise. Probably the first one we used it on was the Cabrillo Marina. You had property issues, you had political issues, you had community issues because some people wanted an improved facility down there, some people didn't. So we started a new process which involved not only project management, bringing in outside consultants who had expertise in developing marinas, and bringing in the community. The community being defined as those that had an axe to grind, someone that either for it, against it, would benefit from it, would not benefit from it. The biggest breakthrough was getting everybody to sit at a table and talk to each other. And not just talk to each other, but to give them the tools in the form of resources, consultants, studies, to take their ideas and study and see if they would work or not. And the third thing probably that made it work was to give them a target, come up with a plan by a certain date. And it was quite a challenge and quite exciting, actually. And the end result was and is very successful.